Good morning. I'm Jack Gang with Gangway Realty. Ready to go.
So, how do you do that to your hand?
Yeah, Jack's got a bump on his head.
I fell almost.
No, he's picking his nose and he hit a car problem.
I start coughing loud. I just banged my head on the thing. I've got a slight concussion.
I coughed so hard one time, and I swear to God, this is years ago. Cheryl and I were in Victoria's Secret, and the perfume in there, I coughed so hard I blew a rib out.
Did you really?
Yeah, man. Hurt for I couldn't even breathe.
Then were you a woman because you missed the rib?
What?
The biblical
Anyways,
thing.
So this is House Talk here every Saturday.
That's Catholic school for you.
Yeah. Did you go to Catholic high school?
1 year.
Did you?
Yeah.
You went to Catholic high school. You played hockey.
De La Salle.
Yeah.
Christian Brothers, yeah. My first name, the first year was God, you know what?
Yeah.
All the brothers and fathers, that's what they called me. Hey, God, you know. Yeah. But anyways, hey, so today is Politician Day. In the studio, we got 3 great politicians. We're hoping they get elected. First guy, Frank, how are you?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for having me this morning.
Yeah, you've been in here before.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do have a question, though, for them. So is it work down here
Ross,
like
we
it
gotta
does
warm
in
up
Chicago?
first. Holy
Wait,
cow,
no,
man.
seriously. Does it work down here like it works in Chicago where you vote early and vote often?
No, we don't do that in Sarasota.
Okay, just checking.
Yes.
That is the Chicago way.
It is the Chicago way.
I mean, you know how that Brandon Johnson got in. I have no idea because
He bought me lunch.
Yeah, there's just no way he. Anyways, I don't want to get started on Chicago, but yeah, and I go on and on about that. But hey, Frank, so what are you running for?
I'm running for Sarasota County School Board, District 4, and early voting starts today. We're all excited about that.
I saw that.
So that's really cool. And the good news is because it's a countywide race and it's nonpartisan, everybody can vote in all three of our elections. So that's really
Nice.
cool. Yeah.
So where's District 4?
District 4 is actually, think about east of 75 from University down to Clark Road, and it spills over a little bit west of 75, Honore, McIntosh, that area. So kind of the northeastern side of the county.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Michelle Pozzie. I'm running for school board as well, but District 5, which is about as far south as you can get in Sarasota County. And,
So they're all districts you're running
they're all
for. Yeah.
districts. So the reason they districted it is so that we have proper representation throughout the whole county based on where we live. But as Frank said, the cool thing is the entire county votes for all seats.
Where
Okay.
does yours run? I mean, Englewood or
So it's a little bit of Englewood, Northport. So again, about as far south as you can get. Yeah.
Cool. Heidi.
Awesome. I'm Heidi Brandt, running for District 1. So I am the northernmost part of Sarasota County. Goes from University, where the Manatee-Sarasota County line goes, and then south. So I'm District 1. I have a daughter in the public school, so that's really what lit the fire behind me to get out and run for school board.
So what's the purpose of running for school board? What do you guys do? I mean,
Well, for starters, there's many different jobs that we do. We make sure that we provide the district with a great superintendent. So we kind of are holding the superintendent responsible. We have to have a 5-year strategic plan, make sure we're on budget. We control a $1.3 billion budget. We're the second largest employer in the entire county. So sometimes when I'm knocking doors,
Wow.
I'll get people that say, yeah, I don't have kids in the school, or my kids are grown. And I go, but you pay into the system. And so you should
Sure do.
definitely want to know what's taking place with our public schools. Everybody has a vested interest. So, and our biggest job, in my opinion, is to make sure that we take the state law that's passed in Tallahassee and we provide really good policy in our district.
policies all the way from
Everything from
boys and girls bathrooms and stuff like that.
Exactly.
In Chicago, I had to send my daughter to a private school because I was worried about that. You know?
Yeah. Fortunately,
I was like,
here in the
nah.
state of Florida, what we're seeing is that with Governor DeSantis, we've nipped that in the bud. We beat the federal government to the punch. We've beaten most other red states to the punch.
I'm gonna miss that guy.
I think we all are.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna miss him. Yeah, so cool. Because all that stuff's a big deal. My wife works for the school system. In
God bless her. Amazing.
where the heck is it? Asbury?
Okay.
Yeah. So she works in a lunchroom. She basically works there for our insurance because I'm self-employed, and she's been doing that for the last 35 years for us. So and it works out good. Yeah, and she says the school system's pretty decent, but you guys are going to make it better.
Absolutely. Well, it's
Yeah.
important to understand that.
So is this your first? Excuse me. Is this your first time in the school system?
First time running for school board.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
all of
but-
us are the first,
First
time.
time.
Yep.
God, I hope you guys win because I'm going to vote for you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Love that.
Jack, you going to vote for you?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Holy crap! Probably. I'm not sure.
Hey,
Jack bumped his head.
I actually look at all the politicians, and I've looked at your I guess your competition, and so far I haven't seen anybody else. So
Well, we appreciate
hear
that.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing your
Awkward.
homework, Jack.
Very
well, I
odd.
mean, I like to say my vote's my vote. I don't tell anybody,
And that's your right.
Sure.
You shouldn't have to.
but you know I.
It's not what you told me
when
last
people
night at the
think I
bar.
have to vote for. I'm an independent, so I vote for the person. I love it. It's nonpartisan, but it's become partisan.
Yeah.
Because they just say, "Oh, we're not partisan," but then they get all their money from
Mhm.
so it's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I went to a couple like playground meetups, and this mom started this parents over politics little group, and it's truly important that we look at, just because I'm a parent, I love that, and they look at the person, maybe not just the parent, but the person over the politics is so important in every race, I think, but especially in school board, because it shouldn't be a partisan person that you put on the school board. It's a nonpartisan race.
So I'm going to complain about it. So you guys tell me where you're going with it. My big problem with the school board is why are the summers so short, and why do they have so many days off during the school year? It's like I got a
What? It sounds like a little jealousy thing there going on.
I got a mom that works for me, and she's forever saying, "Oh, they got off school today. They got off school."
Yeah, she's got
It's
younger
like,
kids too.
it's better off if she's got a longer summer than all these days off during the year. I mean, we never got them off when I was there.
That's not going to change, Jack.
Well, you guys you grew up in Chicago. I grew up in Minnesota. We were like
Where at
summers
Minnesota?
were northern Minnesota, up by
Like
Duluth,
Roseau?
Lake Superior, Roseau South, where
Oh,
I
okay,
was.
you're-
But hockey, if you didn't know how to skate, you couldn't get it anywhere in
Now,
Minnesota.
that's
so-
why I want that's why I went to War Road because I love hockey. I want
Yes.
to check out Hockey
Yeah,
Town.
big hockey. Cloquet is a big hockey town where I grew up. So, but where was I going with this?
Days
Days
off.
off. Days
Snow
off.
days.
In Minnesota, it was Labor Day. You started after Labor Day. You were done at Memorial Day. It was a nice long 3-month summer. We didn't have 2 weeks at spring break. We didn't have 2 weeks at Christmas. We didn't have a whole week at Thanksgiving. Yeah, it is kind of a long time for us to have 2 weeks off in the middle of the year. But it's all about numbers on the calendar. You have to get those days in. You had to
Yeah.
get snow days in Chicago, Minnesota. You have to get hurricane days in Florida. So.
The show goes back Monday.
Yeah, I
Yep.
wouldn't mind a longest summer, trust me. But I don't know how we figured that out.
I don't know. I just think they have too many days off during the school year. And then
Holy cow, Jack! Really?
And Kendra, the girl that works for me, she agrees. She goes, she'd rather see.
Yeah,
a longer
talking to
summer.
Mike, Jack.
What?
You got to talk into the mic. You said.
No, I said the girl that works.
He's
for
only
me-
been here for 2 years, you know.
Well, the girl that works for me, she says that she'd rather have a longer summer than all these days off because for her to get somebody to watch it during the summer, it's a block of time versus this day off, that day off. She'd rather see less days off during this year.
Well,
See, up in New Jersey, I went to an all-boy Catholic high school, and we rarely had days off during the year. However, if we did happen to have a day off during the year, the
did you have a
brothers
special
met-
name too?
If what?
Do you have a special name during freshman year?
Oh, yes. But if, yeah, definitely. But if we did have a day off, the brothers figured out some way to make us do something wrong or
Yeah.
catch us doing something wrong. We had to go in on the day off and work
Yeah, for
around
3
the school,
hours?
shovel
That's a
snow,
big
rake
thing.
leaves, clean desks. So my mother never had to deal with me during the school year. I was always at school.
You know what? I mean, you're not going to believe this. True story. So I would fall asleep on a train, you know, and then I'd end up in Chinatown. I'd be like, oh, come on back. Oh my God.
Remember that?
I got more stories about that. So, anyways, I would get jug. On Saturday mornings, you have to come in at 9 o'clock and you stay till noon. I used to go pick up alcohol with the brothers.
Really?
Swear to God.
Well, they did drink. That's
Oh,
one thing
yeah.
they were very good at. Yes.
Yeah, I think during the day too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. Just like I got to laugh because my son when he started, he went to St. Lawrence, and now it's it's a co-ed school because first day of school he goes, "Hey Dad, they dropped the F-bombs there." You know, that's an all boys school. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, now the girls came there, they got to clean it up. But anyways, back to business.
All right.
So okay, cool. So they, I like those days off because my wife, we get to do stuff. I don't know.
There was a time in like 2005 here in Florida and other states that people were talking and considering that by taking such a long time off in the summer, are the children not really retaining a lot of stuff? And so they're coming back and you're spending the first month trying to get them reacclimated to what they learned at the end of the school year. So somebody in the legislature was trying to push splitting it up almost into like semesters where you got, 3 weeks off and then you went back for another couple months.
He did
and then
that.
3
That's how I went to
He did
school.
that.
Oh, yeah?
Was it?
Yeah, in Illinois. So we did 45-15, and it just rotated. And there was 4 tracks. You had A track, B track, C track, and D track. And so you'd have some friends in school, some friends out of school. But we did that. It was great because for us kids, it was great because you were off 6 times a year for so many days. And then you weren't off for the whole summer. And then when they flipped it back, we all hated it because you had different friends that you hung out with because they were off when you were off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great way to go to school, and you didn't lose anything because you were always at school.
See, I grew up with long summers. I grew up in Wisconsin, and mine was off like middle of May until went back right before Labor Day. And to me, that was the way the summer.
Well,
And
Wisconsin's a different animal, anyways.
we were all smarter up there that we didn't need to go.
Hey,
No.
summer.
When we drove
time-
up there,
Yeah.
when we drove up there, we were stopped at the border. They did check the car for educational material. You were
You
right.
cannot bring educational material in Wisconsin. It's a fact.
All right, let's get the Wisconsin jokes out.
All right.
No, you know why Milwaukee doesn't have a football team?
Why is that?
Chicago would
Then Green Bay will want one.
I'm a huge Bears fan, so that resonated right here. in my house.
Oh, it goes on and on here.
That's good.
You want to do some cow tipping over there?
Yeah, hey there.
Yeah,
Oh,
hey.
cry,
Yeah, but so what about school lunches? That's a big deal
Yeah, some of what I've heard
with all
on
the
the
dyes and everything.
on the campaign trail is, well, not just that. We need to make sure they're MAHA, Make America Healthy Again compliant, which I'm sure Secretary Kennedy's taking care of.
Oh, is there such a thing?
There is,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And so this has been part of the joy of dialing back the Federal Department of Education, is that we've actually taken responsibilities that were administratively in the Department of Education. We put them where they should be. So health, nutrition, all of that is falling under the Health and Human Services where it should have been. But what I've been hearing from kids as I'm out and about is that they are not happy with the portion size. I mean, I don't know how many if you ever had teenagers, they can eat and eat and eat. And I guess the portion sizes are not, I mean,
Big
I don't know. Maybe there's something we can do about that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, kids are growing. I mean, you got to feed them. But on the other hand, you don't want them fat either. A kid shouldn't be fat.
No, but you have to think about what you're eating. Obviously, you're going to
100 there
get
you go.
fatter
What
from
you're
having
eating.
a bag
Yeah.
of Doritos than having
Yeah.
some good proteins or good carbs.
Yeah.
I think the problem is I've heard about that too because my son I have 2 boys in high school. One just graduated.
Oh, yeah.
But I would put money in their food accounts.
Yeah.
But I would also see on their check card that they're buying stuff from the snack machines. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, we're hungry. So we do hear the portions are not big enough. And now that they've raised the price of the school lunch, it's going to be interesting to see, are they going to increase the portions of the school lunches?
Yeah.
Or is this just, again, another, we're investing more money into the food, but it's not going to solve the problem. And then we're buying $3, snacks from the snack machine. Makes no sense.
Yeah, I agree because
Are
you
they
can't feed
living
them
more
good
on the
food.
snacks than they are the lunches?
I'm sorry, what?
Are they living more on snacks
I think
than
so.
they are lunches?
Oh, yeah.
Because,
I'd like to see the snack machines,
my son would
honestly.
tell me
And what about the pop
was
machines
terrible.
and stuff?
The what?
Pop machines.
Oh yeah, the sodas, the energy drinks. I mean, all that super sugary stuff is what they're gravitating to. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any of that in the elementary school yet. That must just
But it's
be
in
a
the high school.
thing.
Yeah.
But definitely portions need to be looked at a little bit more. But everything's going up. We just
Yeah.
had to raise our prices at our lunches, like
Mm-hmm.
you said, because transportation to get the food here, everything is going up. So we really have to try to find a balance of the cost and the portion size, and go in and look at all that.
I got to laugh because my wife tells me that they have meetings about watch this kid because he tries to get a second dessert and stuff like that. that's what they do. You watch this kid, he'll try to go cut in line and get another dessert. Here's a picture of him. It's like
Well, and,
Get on the wall.
it brings up something, though, that I think we'll probably have to deal with, too, is that we have a substantial portion of our students that their only meal that they get is when they come into school for breakfast
Is that a
and
fact?
lunch. It is.
Yeah.
And we notice it in the
How could that
summertime.
be?
I don't know what the main culprit of that is. I don't know if it's working families that maybe, you have kind of like a latchkey kid. I don't know if it's that or if it's just an economic thing, but it's true. And that's why it breaks my heart when I hear kids say, I'm not getting enough. Because you wonder, are they getting the third meal at home? Or did you know?
And like you say, good food.
Well, yeah, it's a
Good
big
food,
That's a big deal. Good food, quality food, real food, not lunch meat.
No,
Cheetos.
And how is their brain going to be able to stay focused on those just high carbs where you get that burst of energy and then that crash? Like
Yeah.
we need these foods to sustain their energy throughout the day. So yeah.
My high school used to sell cigarettes. I'm just kidding. No, but I remember my teachers going out for smoke breaks.
Well, the brothers all smoked.
Yeah,
They
all-
smoked and they drank.
yeah, they all went out for smoke
Oh, they
breaks.
did
I'd
all
see
the
them-
time.
Yeah.
But we weren't allowed to.
You know, my no, my our football field it had a sewer cap in the middle. I swear to God, it had a sewer in the middle of the football field. Come on, amazing. No, I'm not kidding you. It's true.
It's true.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh my
Hey, just so you know, the mailman checked.
got a
Yep.
question.
Okay, mailman just checked in. The mailman is a fan of the show or a friend of the show.
Friend
How does this make sense? They'll charge volunteers more to work free. You know anything about
So
that?
yeah, so what they're talking about is in order to be a volunteer at the Sarasota County School System, the background check needs to be done. And apparently the price of that,
that
has
makes sense.
increased. So at one point, the school, I guess, was paying for it. The school system was paying for it, but now it's becoming an issue. It was several $100,000, right? What they brought
Well,
up?
and they've always subsidized.
Wow,
Our
that's
school
a lot.
district has subsidized a portion of the cost, but it did jump substantially. So what does that do to people that are on a fixed income, your retired community, your veterans that still want to get in the classroom and volunteer? I think it's like up to $75 for the background check. So yeah, that's another problem we'll have to tackle because we do want to try to alleviate some of that.
So right now, the volunteer has to pay for that.
Yes.
But it was less. It was like $35,
Oh, yeah.
I believe it was.
When
now
I
it's
got my level 2 volunteer 4 years ago, and my daughter was in kindergarten, it was $38.
Okay.
To go in and get your fingerprint and your level 2 badge. The level 1 badges are free still, but that does mean you have to be with a teacher or with someone else. So if Michelle wants to come to the school, she doesn't have a level 1-2 badge, but I do. She can come in with me.
She's got to shadow you.
She has to be with me. So there are ways, but we do, for people to come in and volunteer. So I don't ever want to discourage anyone from giving that level 1 volunteer badge. It's totally free. But yeah, we do have to find a way to help our level 2 volunteers take that price down a little bit.
I mean, do we really need a lot of volunteers? I don't know. I thought,
100%,
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's short.
a huge part of
Is
it.
a big part of it class sizes because the amount of kids that are in one class where they need more of the volunteers to help with that. Is that part of that too?
I mean, I think that's a big part of it. I know when my son was back when he was in school, I volunteered for the reading portion because you have many different levels of readers, especially in 2nd and 3rd grade. And so it's nice for a den mother or whatever you're going to call them to be able to pull away with some of the students so they can work with those that are struggling. I think the more the merrier, honestly, in the schools.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
All right, I got another question.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is from my office manager. If we're paying so much for taxes, why are we got a big list every year how much they have to do?
Oh, let me take that one. So, school supply list.
Wait, Frank's right on it.
Oh, I'm telling
Give me
you.
that mic.
So what happened is I was out and about.
You talking about school supplies?
Yeah. Oh, this
Okay.
is insanity. So I'm out and about talking to people. I was talking to this single mom. She had 2 kids with her, and she has an older daughter in high school. And she was telling me she's going to spend $400 in school supplies. I'm like, this can't be. You mean like backpacks, lunch boxes, clothes? She goes, oh, no. This is just the list that the school provides you with. I'm like, this can't be. So I called my ex-wife. I go, is this like a thing? Is this really true? I thought we used to give like $25. She goes, well, that was 100 years ago. She said,
Yeah.
it's
In a
about
cigar box.
Yeah, she said it's about $300 for the 2 boys. I'm like, why didn't you ever tell me that? She goes, because you get mad and you would have went down there and said, why are we paying all these taxes and buying all this stuff? So I went, I got the list and I researched it. And what I didn't like about it is you have like each class, like English, math, so on, box of pens. So why does my kid need 4 boxes of 24 pens for the first day of school? It's 100 pens. But then you look at the retail price. Box of pens is $4.99.
Wow.
buying retail at Target or Walmart or wherever you go. But if we bought 36,000 boxes of pens, we would get them for $2 a piece. So I did an exercise. I worked it out. I went into Target and I did a video. It was my big claim to fame this year is, why are we spending $4.75 million as parents going out to retail stores, fighting the crowds, trying to find. It took me an hour with nobody in the store to get all this stuff, let alone, you can imagine when it's everybody's there, when the school could use their purchasing power and buy it for under $1.5 million. Yeah. And with a $1.5 billion budget, I do believe we should be able to find the money to subsidize that, so parents shouldn't have that ridiculous list, because I don't think you need all that. I don't think we need to go out and buy a year's worth of school supplies in August, especially we don't know what they're going to use. And the fact that the list even says, hold on to your receipts just in case your child doesn't use all this. Like, yeah, right, I'm going to go try to return that 6 months or 8 months
Maybe
from
like
now.
get expelled or something, you know?
Yeah, well,
return everything.
hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But the idea is, why not do that? Because I guarantee you, with the school's purchasing power, we're going to probably need half as many supplies. It'll cost a lot less money, and we can manage it better. Why are we burdening parents? I mean,
I agree with that. Use your purchasing power.
Of course.
So if you went to BIC and you said, "Hey,
yeah,
I need $100,000 in pens," I'd be like, "Yeah, come on, let's sit down, let's talk about it."
You could call a regional distribution company. If they got an order for 36,000 boxes of pens, that would be the greatest order they've ever had.
Yeah.
And they would ship it in increments. So if you don't need all of it, it would carry over to the next year. Because I don't think kids need 100 pens for the year. I don't buy that.
That's one of my wife's biggest gripes in the school system up north was, they would, like, for the kids, they need 5 boxes or 6 boxes of Kleenex.
Yeah.
Okay.
or wipes.
I don't go
So
through a
wipes.
box of Kleenex and
Wipes are the big thing.
right? And so they open up the cabinet with the kids, the stuff they just brought, and the cabinet is full from the last 3 years.
Yeah.
They've got 300 boxes of Kleenex. Why do they need more?
Because it's a list.
I just go to Chase for my pens.
Chase.
My whole
Bank?
my whole thing is full of
He's got stickers. He can put little stickers on that says Kerfin inspections on them.
Yeah, I see them in there. I'm like looking around and grab them.
Now, you know, guys, everybody talks about what can you do as a school board member. You know, one person can't really do anything. It's the 5 of us together that can do something. But think about all the different ideas. You talk about voting for the person. Everybody has different ideas. I have my strengths. Michelle has hers. Heidi has hers. Yeah. Think about when you have all those different strengths coming in and working together. There's no reason why we can't address this school supply thing. It's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard in my life.
Well, because you don't have the right people in there.
Because nobody's addressing it.
Yeah.
It's just like became something, and now it's out of control. And people are saying the list is even worse this year.
And and kids lose half the stuff anyways.
Well, wait, but where's it go? Are you telling my kids are going to walk around with $100 worth of school supplies for the year in their backpack?
On that list, there's one thing I thought was wild: a ream of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they come in with a ream of paper?
Like copy paper?
All right, so listen, I used to work for a big office supply and software company, and the school board was my client back in the early 2000s. We included copy paper in the leases. So why would somebody have to buy it? And a ream of paper is not cheap when you buy one ream versus if you buy a case. Right. And this is where I keep going with this. Why are we doing
10,000 cases.
Correct. Or yeah, exactly. So no, it needs to be addressed, and it's something that I think can resonate with people. And no matter what you hear about any of us, good, bad, or indifferent, we all have really good ideas. And those really good ideas are something that can help us out tremendously.
Well, this also brought me just real quickly to a question about the teachers. We were talking about the parents. I mean, my Amazon bill when my daughter bought all her stuff was like, what did we buy for school? Oh, my list. But why aren't we supporting the teachers? Like, why aren't we asking the teachers, what do you need? And then directly giving it to the teachers. Then they don't have to pass along everything else to, the parents. So we don't talk to our teachers.
We'll be right back. We'll talk about that. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. All right, we are back. Today is Politician Day. And everybody's kind of fired up.
Politician Day. I like that.
Yeah, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Tim with Kerfin Inspections.
I'm Jack Gang with Gangway Realty.
I'm Frank Dicicco, running for school board.
I'm Michelle Pozzie, running for school board.
And I'm Heidi Brandt, running for school board, District 1.
Mr. Fun, not running
for the Florida Voting Life every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m.
One
and
second.
catch the Sunday replays from 9 to 10 a.m. For
you
10
break it
plus
again?
years, the Florida Voting Life has been your number one source
No, I don't know
for
why it's
anything
doing
voting
this,
here in
but hold
Southwest
on, play it a
Florida.
minute.
Again, that's the Florida Voting Life, Saturday mornings from 8 to 9 and Sunday replay 9 to 10. the Florida boating life.
Join us here each week, my friends. You're
So
sure
we're
to
swapping
get a
commercials,
smile from
and for some reason this commercial comes on
Here on
just like that.
Gilligan's Island.
So we got to fix that. I thought we talked about it last week.
Yeah, it was somebody else last week. It was somebody else's show.
Yeah, no, it was the same
Someone
guy. It was
needs
the
to
same
be
guy.
fired in this group
That's
here.
it. I'm suing.
Someone needs to be let go.
It just runs over. You can't hear anything.
Yeah. So okay, I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead, Michelle.
So Heidi was
Okay,
going to finish
Heidi.
up.
No,
Yeah.
I was just saying that I love your idea with helping out with school supplies, but I think first we need to talk to the teachers because it sounds like the teachers know what the kids need and the teachers need to tell the district. So maybe the district can first supply the teachers with what they need, and then the leftover, could go to the parents. But I really think we need to grab it at first.
I think it's a really good idea.
There's a whole other cost
And-
too,
and-
though. There's another cost that's involved in this too, because you're not only buying the school stuff. Well, then you got to buy the kids the clothes.
Oh, that's another
all the
piece,
stuff
yep.
to go, right? So
There's no
you're-
uniforms here,
You're
is there?
packing
There
$400. That's $400 out of your budget where you could buy the kids clothes.
That's
And that
correct.
stuff is not cheap anymore.
No.
But I think it's important to note too, because I just saw this come across Facebook where a teacher friend that I have is putting out there these wish lists, Amazon wish list for your teachers. Teachers historically always go into their own pockets first at the beginning of the school year. Anything you want to see supplemented into your classroom, if you don't have it in the supply closet, the teachers are going out and getting that.
I know they do because
Well,
they
it's
did that
not
when I
fair.
was a kid.
Yep.
We've got to be able to
even all the way
support them.
down to like little cookies and juice and stuff like that.
But think about it, though. If you didn't have to spend $400 for 3 kids, that frees up a lot of money to help out on the wish list. The teachers aren't.
yeah.
The whole thing makes no sense whatsoever. Bottom line is, I shouldn't have to go buy one thing at full retail when a school, the largest or the second largest employer in the county,
Boy, it's a lot
could
of
be
power,
buying
too.
stuff for less than 30 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's a lot. It's a very powerful county. I mean,
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do have uniforms. Our elementary schools have uniforms, and each shirt is about $30. So you start the school year with $150 school list supplies, $150 back to school uniforms. The list adds up. Our school does a
Even
uniform
sports,
giveaway
right?
day. Sports,
Oh, yeah.
new shoes, you probably have a fee to pay. So it's a lot. It's a lot. We got to try to relieve some of that burden on our community and our parents.
All right. I'm in.
We're in, too.
I think that's a great idea.
Well, it must be because I seem to be getting bashed a lot by my opponents, so I must be doing something right.
How about it, right? Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah, if they're paying
goodness.
attention to you,
Yeah.
you're
doing
onto
something right
something.
if they- yeah.
You're onto something.
Nobody cared till about a month ago. All of a sudden now, my goodness, didn't expect that.
Yeah, Frank wants to save money. Yeah, I think that's BS.
Can I tell you something funny? I had people post on there, I kid you not, it was somebody from the other side said, why should my tax dollars go to people who can't afford stuff? I was like, you're joking with this, right? It's you come up with a good idea,
Yeah.
but you're on the wrong side of the aisle
Yeah.
for them, and it's just a bad idea. That's what's unfortunate.
With education too, I mean, everybody, you got to educate everybody. You got to figure this stuff out. Not everybody, has $1 million, and so yeah, if you got to help someone else out, that's what a school system should be. I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, and we've seen that in our district, that one of the main concerns that I have is the achievement gap. We have, it's wonderful to say we're an A-rated district, and we are, and we have wonderful teachers, and we have a lot that we can build on. But we've got high schools in our district that are graduating with a 37% proficiency in math. So if you're going to hire that new graduate and they're only 37% proficient in math, what is that diploma worth? We've got to make sure that one of the biggest gripes that I hear from people is when I'm out talking to businesses, they want to find who's the most competitive. And are we thinking that way as a district? Are we providing them with the trades skills that they need? Are we providing them with the life skills that you need? Remember when we used to have home ec?
Oh, yeah.
Home ec
I
class
know.
or
how about even how to fill out a check? I mean, I know
Yeah.
the checks aren't a big deal today, but I mean,
Yeah, but shop. You had metal shop, wood shop.
I love metal shop.
Well, we didn't have that in the all-boy Catholic high school, but the school I wanted to go to
I
had
would
all
shop.
that fun stuff. Yeah.
One time I was in wood shop, and the sandpaper came off the sander. Just went by this kid's ear like that. I was like,
Thanks.
oh my gosh.
So is there
Teacher's
a big
like, keep
thing, too,
sanding.
in cost with the extracurricular? I can't even say the word. The sports things, and so do they not do shop in school anymore or home ec anymore? Is that gone by the wayside?
What's interesting, we just toured the new high school in Welland Park, the grand opening for that, and they are bringing back some of those because what you've seen top down from the Trump administration, they're now opening up Pell Grants to be able to be used for trades. So your HVAC, all of that, you'll be able to take part in a Pell Grant, which is free. The kids don't have to pay that back.
We need qualified tradespeople. I know that.
So your schools are having to adapt to that. But one of the things that impressed me, and you guys would probably like this too, in Welland Park, they have, and other schools, they have a full studio, everything from production to marketing to sound, the cameras that these kids are going to be using. I was geeking out over it. So I think we are kind of making that pivot, but it's something that we've built on over the last 4 years, which is why I say we still need to keep a conservative-minded majority on this school board.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, but that's an issue. Why don't you talk about, why that is?
Well, we've had a history in our school district. It always bugs me when people say, let the past go. What happened during COVID or 2021, let it go. Well, excuse me, you hold teachers accountable for an entire year and base their pay off of how they did for a year. You hold children responsible for an entire year for how they did. You give them a grade based on it, but we can't do that to our district. Our district failed families miserably in 2021. We made things highly political, highly partisan. We took the focus off of education. So for people to say it's nonpartisan and I like it, sure. But I saw what Democrat majorities did to school boards across the nation.
You want to mess something up, put a Democrat in charge. I agree.
And it's, if you're going to take an endorsement from a party, you buy everything they've done, including trying to put boys in girls' bathrooms, boys in girls' sports, telling people they're in the wrong body. You buy that if you take the Democrat Party endorsement.
Yeah.
I think it's very important this year that when people go out to vote, all this week, early voting, August 18th, August is the election day. You go out there and you find out who the conservative candidate
Hey,
are.
I know this is probably, but I do have a question. What about girls and boys sports?
No way.
Okay,
I stand with Sophie Cunningham on that.
Yeah, so
Seriously.
do I. And Riley, too.
Point.
Yeah. Well, and that's why people fled to Florida, because DeSantis is no nonsense with that.
Right.
He not only had the best protocol when it came to COVID, he nipped that in the bud. We can't wait for a large federal government to do this. You feel it at the local level, especially. And so we love to live under that blanket protection.
Yeah.
It's something we don't have to worry about here.
Some of these other things too, you hear like, the teacher can't say anything to the parents because the kids' rights and all that kind of BS. I mean,
Not here.
yeah.
No.
Not here. Not at all.
I mean, I remember
Even-
telling my kid he has to go to bed. I mean, take a shower. I mean, come on.
We've even taken it a step further here, which is wonderful. My daughter's name is Maria. She goes by Mia. But for the teacher to call her Mia, I have to sign a form
God.
that gives them. No, but that's a good thing.
No, it's a good thing.
Oh, it is?
Because
Okay.
which is a great thing, because what if my daughter walked in and said, I want to be called Bob? And the teacher
Okay,
starts calling
all right.
her
I
Bob.
didn't see
And
it
I'm
at that
like, no,
point.
that's
Yeah.
not, no. So the parents are at the front of every decision for their children, and that's from the top down from DeSantis. And it's wonderful, and our teachers are following it. I
Even
get a
down to
note
the names.
from them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I can call my daughter Maria, but they have to ask my permission first. So there's none of this she wants to be Bob today, so I'm going to give her pants instead of a skirt. None of that here. We are totally on that.
And it's
We
a-
had that, though.
But it's important to understand that
And that's not old school. That's normal.
normal.
Right. In 2018, and really nobody's been aware of this. We've been trying to educate people. In 2018, our district, under a former board majority, did have gender guidelines where they did tell teachers, listen, whatever the child wants to go by, you don't let the parents know. And they didn't bring
That's
it.
what I mean, yeah.
They didn't bring it in front of the school board and call it a policy, because then it would have needed a vote. The public would have known about it. So when we got a conservative majority in 2022, they've been working hard for the last 4 years to roll back some of these things and put in good district policy, which is why we have to keep it.
So you put these screwballs in. You got to get out and vote. You have to get out and vote and vote for the right people.
but
If
you know
don't,
what? Here's
you're
the
not going to get any
problem.
change, the right change.
Yeah.
It's a primary election in August. People think, and I hear that from a lot of people, well, you know what? I'll let the parties duke it out in August, and I'll just vote in November for whoever they
Or
pick.
it doesn't matter. This isn't a
but
big.
it's ridiculous, because our election is August 18th. There is no November
Yeah.
for us. We either win or lose on that date. And the turnout is dismal. And quite frankly, on the
Yeah.
Republican side, it's usually super dismal. Now, we feel good this year is going to be a better turnout, but it's very simple. If you're not going to go out and vote, you're a Republican, you're not going to go vote for a conservative school board member in a case where we could lose control, because it's 5 people, there's 2 Democrats, 3 Republican seats are up for re-election. You got 3 of us here trying to win.
Would you guys be the majority?
Yes.
Oh,
But
cool.
if even one of us loses, then it goes the other way. I don't want to hear anybody complain, because They are going to start
You
pushing
asked
this
for
on.
it.
You look at some of the endorsements our opponents have gotten. It is all that left-wing stuff. And when asked that question, how do you feel about boys in the girls' room? How do you feel about boys and girls sports? They either don't answer it, they avoid it, they dance around it. And when we say,
Right.
absolutely not, we're totally against that, we get chastised by them. So I don't think it's okay. I raised a stepdaughter and a foster daughter. If they were in school, in high school, and they were top in their sport, and they lost out on a scholarship or a championship because
guy.
of some guy who was 400th.
I'd be nuts.
I would be. How do you explain that? That it's over for them. They're never going to have that chance. You've destroyed something over this ridiculousness.
And what kind of guy would feel good about
A
doing
guy
that? I mean,
who doesn't
what-
want to lose. He just wants to win, like with the swimmer. What's her name?
not
No,
Riley Gaines. Riley Gaines.
Riley Gaines. 1/10 of a second she lost by to this guy who was in 400. He didn't really beat her, and yet look what happened to her.
Yeah.
She lost that title, and it was a shame, and it's horrible.
It's just so stupid. I got to tell you, I'm concerned about a lot of things in this country. You know, a lot of things. It's just it's nutty.
My big thing is it's kind of funny actually because when I went to school, my mom didn't have time for us, and the teachers knew what common sense was and whatever. And then it got away. Then it got we need the parents in there. Parents should get in there. Now it seems like we want the parents in there as long as they match what they're thinking. And it's like, no, the parents, if they want to get in there, they should be in there all the time. If you've got to be the pain in the neck parent sometimes to get you, because I have friends that have had teachers that they didn't care about their student and they went to bat for him. And I have one friend, we're a really good friend. He is in I don't know, the college courses now, and that kid is smart as can be. And if she wouldn't have advocated for him, he wouldn't be where he is, because the teacher he had one year just said he's disruptive. He doesn't know what he doesn't do very good. And the reason he was because he was so smart, he was ahead of everybody.
Or he might be bored.
Yeah.
He was bored.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids that are class, I got to tell you, I mean, I know a lot of the kids who are class clowns are super successful in life today.
Yeah,
I mean,
you look at them.
I mean, I just know. Like,
Big personalities, right?
Like
Yeah.
you know, it's just like they were thinking about, man, how can I get out? And man, I could do 10 driveways today and make $100. That's the way a lot of
But we were taught that in school, though. When we went to school, it was different. We were taught that. We were taught to be self-sufficient, go do things, cut the grass, babysit, whatever, right? It was all part of school. Now it just seemed weird. The kids are all, in all their heads, there's all this crap that's going around instead of being taught something.
Well,
Reading, writing, or because look at the kids, like from where we come from, the graduation rate is like 30%. And the ones that graduate, they're not very good in school to begin with. So it's like it's all this political stuff that is getting shoved down these kids'
That's why we
throats,
should have
and they're not
shop and
learning.
stuff. So if they
They need to
want to be an
learn a trade,
electrician,
a skill, so that they could go out
Yeah.
and be good people in society and have great lives.
You know, the number one thing that I hear from teachers on the campaign trail, first of all, every teacher I've spoken to would love to be able to partner with the parents and families. We've got to make parents and families feel more welcome, because I know teachers really want that. But the number one thing that teachers talk about is that they feel, this may just be perception, but it's something we have to deal with on day one. They feel sometimes unsupported when they try to put their foot down, whether it's a discipline
how
or
about
absentee.
it? Or the teacher's the problem.
Right. And so what we've done here in the state of Florida and in other states is when you go in to get your end of the year evaluation, the test scores from your classroom are part of what they consider in your pay increase. So if
they're
you're
not
not
padding them, are
enforcing,
they?
if you're not enforcing the behavioral policies or the absenteeism policy, then you're crippling that teacher and not really allowing for their success in their classroom. And it's hurting them. We don't want low teacher morale in this district. So what I love it with our superintendent, Connor, he's an advocate for laying the law down at the district level and then making sure that it's followed universally. What we've had in the past with prior superintendents is this sort of, you do what fits your school, you do what fits your school, and there was no organization through that. So I'm excited to see with a new conservative majority what we can continue to build upon to help our teachers.
Yeah, because like the day of like where if your teacher called home, it's like, don't call home.
Yeah, because you were in trouble.
Yeah, because you were in trouble. Yeah, exactly. We always told our kids, listen, you got one job to do, and that's do decent in school. Period. That's your job.
What do you guys feel about? There's a lot of talk in some states and some areas where they want to go to a 4-day-a-week school week. What do you guys think about that? I think it's stupid. They should go to school 6 days a week.
Michelle, you're talking about consistency. There you go. You got it. I agree with. I kind of agree with that.
I mean, I think 5 days a week is great. What I'm starting
keeps them out of trouble too.
And what I'm concerned about, what I'm also hearing, because we've changed some of the starting times for our schools, that now when you look at how it's layered, parents are concerned if they have an elementary school student, a middle school, and a high school student. Are they now expected to spend 2.5 hours in drop off and pick up because of the staggered start times? So then you add to that a 5th day off. We do have parents that are trying to work. They're trying to get their lives, to be successful. So I think we have to work with the community on that. I think they might frown on it. We should ask.
Well, you also have to think about the kids who work after school. They have a job, or they have sports, or they have music. If you're going to pack everything into 4 days, you're probably going to have longer days. And then you're going to have your activities afterwards, and then you're going to have homework afterwards. So I do just think that consistent. The biggest thing, a lot of parents that I've talked to who have maybe pulled their kids to homeschool is just they're into school too long every day, and then they have activities, and then they have homework. It's just like these kids are sleeping 6 hours a day just because of all the stuff they have to do. If maybe even we could make more efficient 5-day week, and then give them those extra time for their sports, for their dance, for their theater and music, and then their homework. I think efficiency is a big word we need to really focus in on.
Question for you guys: do they still have a recess?
In the elementary school, they do. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
We have those that are fighting to keep that in middle school.
Why is that a fight? I don't know. I think, especially boys. Boys need to burn out some energy.
You're right. So,
you can't sit there for 8 hours a day. You got to go. You got to burn off energy.
Remember the stories that you would hear about places like communist China, where they literally take the child, they figure out what the child's good at, and it's like they're in some kind of a camp the rest of their life to be really efficient. I hate to say it, but sometimes when I look at how we treat education in this country, I'm worried that we're not going down that same trajectory eventually. These kids need to be kids first. Yeah. Take their minds off of electronics, silence the phones, help keep them off of social media as long as possible. Let them be kids. Because if you think about it, guys, back in the 80s and 90s, all of our performance in education as a nation was top tier. We've done nothing but decline steadily. I don't blame teachers for that. We've got to look if you want to call it an education industry, we've got to look at an industry and say, are we okay with going down that road towards just creating little soldiers that are coming out of a factory mill? Or do we want to create people that can independently think and that are happy? If you look at they've done a ton of polling for young people ages 13 to 18, and they're feeling bleak. They're feeling heavy burdened. They don't feel like they have. Remember when you used to dream about what you were going to be as an adult?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where is that? Is that still in our kids' minds? I think that all tucks into education.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember my dad going, the reason why, World War II and all we won because, we threw the book out and, we went for it, that kind of thing. It doesn't seem like it happens anymore. Yeah. Especially with all these people that want to be communists,
They don't know what it is. We teach 45 minutes of communism through the entire school career.
Yeah.
One chapter for 45 minutes. I don't know which high school year it is, but that's it. I mean, they don't understand. I mean, we learned about McCarthyism. Remember that back in the 50s? I'm showing
Stalin and all that stuff.
I mean, come on. Yes, I know. I'm older. But no, you just,
Yeah, Frank, you seem like you're older. I mean.
I am. I'm a senior citizen now. So, but the thing is, you have to understand that you have people that, or I shouldn't say people, you have kids that are being kind of indoctrinated into believing some of this stuff. Like, for example, LGBTQ for Palestine. They have no idea what that stuff is. If they went over there, they would not be able to do that.
No, they get killed. They get
throw off a roof.
Or God help if you're gay, man, you're dead.
I mean, it's just and I don't. People can protest. It's a great country. Do whatever you want, but at least be educated in what you can do. And they get asked questions. They don't even know why they're protesting.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. So communism is an issue because we see it in New York City. They're not even hiding it. They're quoting Karl Marx in their political campaign speeches, and nobody knows what it is because they're not being taught it.
Look at the graduation rate in New York.
Oh gosh!
Look at the school system in New York. These kids have no place to go.
Well, the colleges too.
Stuck.
I mean,
I tell you, I have my best friend. He's from Vietnam. He lived communism. he escaped communism.
Yeah, he's probably the biggest American you know.
And he honestly, I think he's more patriotic than a lot of people that are born here because he believes in this country, he believes in everything we stand for. And he says when he sees people talk about, oh, communism is good, socialism, he goes, I lived it. It's not good because they would test you if they would decide what you did, what you got to do. And if you made somebody mad, they'd ship you off. And if people don't think, oh, that's not going to happen, that's going to happen.
100%.
Well, you know how we say, don't New York, my Florida, don't California, my Florida?
Yeah.
I got one for you. You know, all of the spending that our campaigns do, as well as fundraising, is all open record. Anybody can go in and view that. We have found that there are ties to people and PACs that helped get Mandami elected that are investing in our election in Sarasota County. I'm talking they're giving the largest contribution you can under state law against us. So when I hear that, I think
you guys are ruining my day. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but the voters need to know. They need to know because I would love to hear from my opponent. Why would you take that money? Why would you? Why would you? How are you aligned with that in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah.
And how do you represent Sarasota County with that?
Yeah. When I was a kid, communist. No, you'd be hung. You know, there's no communism here.
Well, you know what the problem is?
Open and free.
Think about what happened during COVID. And that was introduction to communism. The way that they just, and you saw a divide with the blue states and the red states. Yeah. And I remember that I had in-laws that lived in Massachusetts and they came down to visit. They're like, don't you guys have COVID down here? I mean, they couldn't believe it. It was like totally different. Up there, everything was shut down forever.
I never got this. I didn't get the shot. My whole family my wife would not allow anybody in my family to get the shot.
I like your wife.
Yeah, she's like, I was like, hey, should we get the shot? And he goes, are you an idiot? You know, all right. No, I'm not getting the shot. Wouldn't let my kids get it either.
No.
Yeah.
But they tried it during COVID and it worked. And some states are that was communist rule. You were getting arrested if you walked outside. I mean, curfews.
How about it?
Can you imagine?
And then they vacationed in Florida. They vacationed in Florida.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it went down to Florida.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I know there were I think Orland Park in Chicagoland, I think they were open. I think there were a few towns that wouldn't
until Tubby
until Fathead came in. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back.
Nice. Wow.
You can imagine the talk going on between commercials.
Yeah, you guys got to watch the YouTube because this has been some better talk off air than on air.
Can we talk a little bit about how we're getting bashed?
Yeah, please.
Talk about, you just can't swear.
Speak your mind, just don't swear.
Yeah, you can talk about anything.
Hey, we're on there.
Jack does. Jack.
Just speak your mind.
All right. Well,
Jack
I think we should talk
he's not
about that.
supposed
No,
to.
we're not going to do that. Well, here's something that I think is unfair. You know, we all have pasts. You know, we're not 20 years old. Everybody has a past.
Yeah.
And I've always felt that no matter what goes on in your past, if something bad happens, it's how you react and deal with it. And sometimes you come out of it ahead and you do the right thing, and sometimes you don't. The three of us are getting just lambasted by our opponents. They take a factual situation and then they spin it into this thing that make us look horrible, and they just plaster it all over the place, and they hide under the guise that, well, you guys are public figures now, so there's not really anything you can do about it. I think that's ridiculous. Why are you allowed to lie about us?
But I do think that a lot of people just read right through that.
Well,
but
a lot
you
of people
shouldn't be able to
don't.
do that. Right.
Because they do get to people. You know, every now and then people then start to change their minds a little bit, you know, like, wow, is that really true? And I think we should just start with, you know, Heidi, you want to start talking a little bit about how you feel that you've been treated with these lies, or, you know, yes, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm disgusted to see things being said about.
I mean, like you're smoking in your car with your kids in there or something. I mean, I think after every stupid, Yeah.
I mean, like you said, everyone has a past. Everyone's made decisions, whether they're great or not. You know, things from 14, 15 years ago, investments someone might have made that are no longer even around or in business or anywhere you can find on the internet. That's not who you are today. You know, I wish that, you can't. There's always going to be tabloid news. There's always going to be people that don't like you or disagree with you. But what I'm hoping that is viewers have done their research, that have gone to community panels that we've spoken at, that have just been out there. We've door knocked on thousands
Yeah,
of doors,
yeah.
have reached out to me personally on Facebook. I just hope people know who we are. You know, we're a conservative voice. We care about our community. We care about our parents, the parents and the teachers and the students. We are going to keep on the trajectory of the school board. We're A-rated, but we can't just rest on A. You guys are probably getting tired of me saying this, but I say it all the time. Literacy is like my huge thing. I care about young children's literacy. If they can't learn to read by third grade, they're going to struggle. And so right now,
See, and
we're
I
at
find that very bizarre if someone doesn't know how to read. I don't know. I don't get that. You know, I don't understand how that could happen
it
in this
is.
country.
I've worked with first graders for years on literacy at my daughter's school, and the struggle is real. It's very hard. And like you said, Michelle, we can't forget about COVID. During phonics, our teachers' mouths were masked. They could not see their lips move. They could not hear anything properly. That set a lot of children back. So we really have to focus on that. And while we're at 70% and we can rah-rah, and I'm super proud of that, that's 30% that we left behind, and we can't do that. We need to bring them back up. So I hope that people are focused on our positive message, like Frank's message, Michelle's message, my message. About
They're all
this keeping our
common
schools
sense,
great.
normal stuff.
Yes. So
Well-
out with the noise, in with the good.
You're
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. And I think here's the thing. We've said in this country for a while now that I know we joke and say this is your political segment with politicians, but none of us are politicians. And we've said, I don't think an elite political ruling class really has all the answers. So we want to get regular people involved and to run for office. And we've told people it's their responsibility. You don't like it, get up and run and change it. Well, then you do, and you realize, oh, wow. In 2008, I struggled with my home just like everybody else in Northport when there was that big housing burst. Now that's coming out in headlines. You've got to be somebody that has thick skin. And I think the attack is meant to try to detour people from outside this ruling political class to run.
Yeah.
Really. And so, but you just got to have thick skin. And back to the reading portion. We took phonics-based reading out of education back in 2018. We thought it was a good idea. It was science-based. It was evidence-based. We had a great return on investment, but they just treated it like an experiment. And I think you need to understand that that's why it's so important to get good conservatives on this school board, because we know that and we want to fix it.
Michelle, if anybody ever says anything about 2008, there was so many smart people that made a ton of money that made the same mistakes. I had other people that we were doing what everybody else was telling us to do, and we were going along. And then one day I opened the door and I fell off a cliff. And I have a lot of friends and a lot of customers that did the thing. And we did what we needed to survive, and we got past it. And are we going to do stuff like that again? Now we know.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody ever says, well, what happened in 2008? Yeah, check your own family. I'll bet you somebody who's in the same boat.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know,
Hey,
it's really a big problem. I'd like to just expand on that because I'm getting bashed pretty badly. You know, you have a choice when you make an investment. I had an investment in property as well in 2008. Didn't work out. So what did you do? Gave it back to the bank. Didn't fight them on the courtroom steps, and I paid off the second. But somehow I'm terrible. Fast forward, you invest in a business like we talked about, doesn't work out. Yeah, you're going to have a bunch of lawsuits, but you pay them. Or you fight them and you win. Nope, that's not what they say. They're going to say, you suck, you have all this debt, you stole all this money, you have all these judgments. That's not true, but that's what they say, and that's what's plastered everywhere. They turn around and take something that you invested in for a couple of weeks, you know, when you were young. Boom. I mean, they're going back into the 1980s and 90s on me. It's like, my gosh.
Because that's all they got.
Well,
you
yeah.
know?
At what point does it stop? How do you even defend yourself against a lifetime of good and bad? But they're not
Right.
talking about anything good, I'll tell you that.
Well, first of all, everybody has good and bad. I mean, I had, when I was in high school, or 18 years old, I had a credit card problem. Everybody has problems. You know, come on.
But they only talk about the bad.
But
so
they have the same problems, though. All of them have
No,
the
they're
same problems.
they're
It's
probably
just-
worse. They're
if
probably
you guys
worse.
aren't airing,
No,
you're not digging up
because you know why?
crap on somebody.
Because we don't do that. We're
Well,
running positive campaigns, and they're not.
And you're worried
micro-
about doing the job properly.
Well, yeah.
And the microphone in front of me is meant to tell you what I'm going to do for you, not to shame my opponent. She'll do that on her own. My job is to tell you why I'm the best candidate. And if you don't have that message, you attack your opponent.
Well,
Yeah.
I talked to one of your opponents, I won't say who, and I seen her at an event, and her first thing was, we don't have all the positions sponsored. And I said, so what do we do? And she goes, well, we need to raise taxes. And I'm thinking,
Always the answer.
I'm sorry, but throwing more money at it just because you can't do something is not the first thing I need to hear. If you're saying, look, we're not doing stuff right because I got a feeling we're not, and then we'll see if we need more money, because right now, you look at your tax bill, over half of your tax bill goes to the school, either through the state or the local. And we have a 1% extra, extra on our taxes that we pay in Sarasota County in referendum, and that gets renewed. And that was supposed to make our schools so much better. It was going to be like $40 million. Now sometimes it gets a lot more, and they never say, hey, we got extra money, let's give it back, or let's do. It's always, well, now we have enough money to survive. And they've got, I think the school has got, so that's their money. It's not extra money anymore.
Right.
The problem is they're attacking us as not being, as they would say, good stewards. But the point of it is they don't have any experience. None of us. There's not a single person on that school board right now or running that's a CFO of $1 billion company. So I don't want to hear about that. I'm tired of it. They don't have, just because you've never been in business doesn't mean that now you're the smartest person in the room. It makes no sense. You actually learn from mistakes. But to your point, that budget needs to be more transparent. We need to know exactly where that money's going. We've been talking about that left and right. Find out where the money's going and let's reduce costs. The other side, like you said, let's just throw more money at it and keep inflating. And I think that's the biggest difference in a fiscal sense between a conservative and a liberal. We want to be able to cut costs where it needs to be cut, not teachers, not important things. I'm sure there's a lot of waste going on in a $1.5 billion budget. You can't tell me there's not.
You need to clean the swamp.
Of course.
A question for you. The mailman has a question. What about pensions? Also, the pension obligation, question mark, great guess. Okay. Is there any issues going on with the pensions with the teachers, or I'm not sure what his total question was.
Some people there are, and I think maybe what he's getting at is other municipalities, other governments have looked at is the cost of what they're paying out in pensions bankrupting the district. I haven't seen anything that says that here in Sarasota County. It doesn't mean that it's not happening. It's something I wouldn't have access to until I'm elected. But I know one of the big gripes in our district is that the insurance is so, well, you know this because of your wife working, even though we do provide, great insurance, it is expensive and the costs just went up. Now, I don't know as a district, I don't see those estimates when we go out and get estimates of who's going to carry our insurance policies for our staff and for our teachers. But that is something that I would like to have access to and make sure that we're doing the best we can.
Well, like Frank talks about, you got a whole school district that needs health insurance. You got to be able to make some kind of deal with someone that, we're bringing a couple thousand people or whatever it is.
We did just have to renegotiate our health insurance because the cost was too large. We weren't able to provide our teachers with the current health insurance that they were getting, which was extremely well. So now this year we had to give them two different options to keep that more expensive health insurance or to kind of drop down like a step. So,
I think we had to make that decision too. Cheryl had to make that decision too.
Yeah.
Well, I can assure you, I'm in the insurance business. I don't think anybody in the insurance business is on that board or on that staff. So I would like to be able to see. I know that.
You guys bring.
Everybody brings something different, and that's what I think. Everybody has a strength, and if you can have 5 people that have got multiple strengths, think how powerful that is and what we could accomplish rather than fighting over ideology.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's important, too. We have this huge opportunity in the state of Florida to put parents in charge of their children's education by school choice. And so what do you know when you have a competitive business? You're constantly trying to up your game to compete against others in your market. So part of what I know my opponent has always said is that she believes that she's the only one in this race that's got any experience teaching. And I always laugh at that because I've spent 25 years educating children in performing arts like dance, theater. Yeah. And so I'm trying to get people to understand that a classroom is not 4 walls. Even what your wife does plays a vital role in our school system. And if you dial your thinking back,
the kids. Hey,
yes.
Go back. When they cut in line, go back there.
Yep.
She gets right on them.
We've got to elect people that understand education isn't one size fits all. And I think you're looking at 3 really good candidates here.
I do too. I'm voting for you. Jack's not sure, but I am.
Try not to be political on the show.
I love that.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Hey, what do you ever do with that lawnmower?
Oh, God.
Yeah. So the lawnmower was taken by pickup truck to a shop to be fixed.
To throw
away. So
he's
what
called
it
me like
cost you
20
to throw it away?
times. 20 times. I need help with this. I need help with this lawnmower. I bring a lawnmower over there, and
got it for free. I wanted to fix it.
So, anyways, it was a couple days later. How's the lawnmower? He goes, oh, we end up throwing it away. I'm like, Jack, I'm going to kill you. You had one of those wind-up things on top? You know?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
It was electric.
I got a side question.
Yeah.
Have you heard from Randy? Is he still mad at you?
No, he's still pissed at me. Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Randy used to be on our show. He called in, and long story, he's mad at him, so he won't call in anymore.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, he couldn't sell his house for a couple of years, and we just gave him some good advice, and
I told him maybe he should get a different realtor.
Yeah.
Because he's a realtor.
yeah.
What I meant when I said he was doing open houses, he wasn't getting. I said, well, have another realtor do it, to get a different perspective. And he took it as I didn't think he was a good realtor. He should do it. So
Well, he puts luxury vinyl tile on top of ceramic tile. I go,
Hey,
Randy.
speaking of open houses, when are you going to have my open lot?
we're gonna do
With the
we're gonna
tent?
get hot dogs and everything.
I want to go to that. I like hot dogs.
I have
who
a lot
doesn't
for
like-
sale in Cape
So-
Coral. And
Who doesn't like a good
I need
Chicago hot dog?
I need a
Right?
whole lot.
I'm telling you,
Guys, I was in
Portillo's.
Chicago
Portillo's.
once in my life,
There's one
and
in,
I went to
Brandon.
Maxwell Street, and I got a Maxwell Street hot dog, which,
And Polish sauce is really good. man.
well, exactly, unbelievable. And there's only a few places here in Sarasota County that have really good hot dogs like
Yeah.
that.
What about the place on 41?
Which
Tony's?
one?
Was it?
That's
Tony's?
Tony's.
Is it
Tony's all beef, but I'll tell you my favorite place
That's a Vienna.
is Mad Dog Hot Dogs. Used to be a photo map booth outside of the Galleria.
That place is good?
Oh my gosh, they're from Jersey, which is where I'm from. So they make the
All right,
the
that
hot
explains
Texas
it.
wiener. What?
That explains it. Go ahead.
Oh, I just lost your vote, didn't I?
Frank, you almost had me.
I know, but a Coney Island Texas wiener style dog
Yeah.
there is just fantastic, and she makes the Chicago style dogs as well. Then Tony's across the street; they're also very good too. But I do like hot dogs.
Yeah, the Chicago hot dog came during the Depression, they're putting all that stuff on there
Right.
because it was a cheap, but
Yep.
now it just took
Hey,
off.
I have found a beef place here that is better than what we get in Chicago.
What's that?
It's called Jimmy's Beef. It's in Fort Myers on 41 on Tamiami Trail.
I heard of that place.
It is
Really?
This guy's got it down. He's closed by 4:00. He's closed on Saturday. Closed on Sunday. And the beef is just like what we used to get from Portillo's or
Portillo.
Bona.
Oh my
You're not.
gosh!
Listen,
Way
you
better.
don't. You're.
This
if
guy's
you're,
got it going. He's a South Sider like us.
if you're a true Chicagoan, you say Italian beef. You don't say
Yeah, it's
Italian.
Italian.
It's Italian.
Italian.
It's not
Italian.
Italian.
Italian beef.
Italian.
No. It's Italian.
And you say
Italian
stub
beef.
bears.
Italian beef
Over by
over there on 33rd Street over there.
Yeah, over,
Over there.
Are you making fun of the? Okay, there you go.
We're
I'm
two
right at
South
home
Siders.
here. I love this.
Yeah. No, so I went to high school. But anyway, so an area called Bridgeport. Do you know where
Yeah.
Bridgeport
Oh
is?
yeah.
So back in the day, it was all Italians, and every one of their parents worked for the Chicago Tribune. I'm like, God, I'm like 14. I'm like, really? You go to their house and be like, just dumpy outside. Like, wow, go inside and it's like, holy cow, everything's like glazed in gold and stuff. Like,
Well, that's the
carpeting.
way the Italians did things
yeah,
back then.
yeah. Where's your dad work? Chicago Tribune. Does everybody in town work there? It's like, no, but this is a true story too, though. I drove to school when I was 14 years old. I was driving to school. Yeah.
Wow.
How'd you work that?
Well, I told my
both drove
dad.
early.
I told my dad I'm the only white kid on the train, and he looked at me and he goes, threw me the car keys, and I drove to school.
Well, there
I
you
was
go.
driving before I had my driver's
Wow.
license. It was a thing in our family. Tim and I are cousins.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
we were
okay.
all driving early.
Yeah. So, anyways, is there a number that you guys punch? Do you have a number yet, or what? What's
For what do you
for
mean?
when you
Get all
vote?
the-
For when you vote, no, just to note, so all three of us are on the ballot because sometimes I'll get people that ask and go, "Well, I really like Frank too." No, we're not running. Us three are not running against each other.
No, you're
think,
running-
think of it as a slate. You can
Yes.
vote
Yeah.
for all three of us, but we are towards the end of the ballot, so
On
don't
the
get
other
ballot
side.
fatigue.
Yep.
Make sure you flip the ballot over. The last three are probably the most important on that.
So you guys,
That may be-
okay? So that's people need to know that.
Yeah.
That may be one of the more important things to vote for because it's the kids. I mean, in
Yes.
reality.
So just go to Republican and
No.
No,
We're not
okay.
listed.
No.
There's no R or D next to our names because it's a nonpartisan race.
Okay, gotcha.
So if you don't know our names, you could wind up voting for the other
All right,
side.
so let's tell your names
Who's
again.
First and who's last?
I'm number
Okay.
one. I'm District 1, so I'm first.
Heidi's first. Frank
Frank.
Dicicco, District 4.
And Michelle Pozzie, District 5. The nice thing is there are, at all of the early voting locations, there's 6 of them, there are signs out that say who are the Republican Party endorsed candidates. The parties have had to get involved because it's nonpartisan.
Yeah.
So, and then the other 3 are endorsed by the Democrat Party. So
there's 6 people total?
7.
There's 7. There is another conservative in the race. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Michelle, Heidi, and Frank. It's probably
and Frank.
just look for those names. You can
That's
probably,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We don't have an acronym or anything.
No, we
but-
don't.
No, we don't have anything catchy.
No, nothing catchy.
Well, we definitely don't have something catchy.
I think
My God.
I think you should put like some TV ads that you were on this show. I think that would get you
Love
elected
that.
right there.
Well, we
love
put it up
that.
on our
If
Facebook
we could
and
get,
ads.
people feel free to still donate money to our campaigns because it is that time
Can they
of
do
the
that
year.
now?
Yes, they
Yes,
can.
still can.
Absolutely.
How much can they donate?
Up to $1,000.
And what do you guys do with that money? I mean, besides flyers and mailers?
Signs are important.
The signs are
Yeah.
big.
If you see the large 4x4 signs that are out, because you're really being all new to this, we don't have that name recognition that somebody that's been in office before as an incumbent would have. So it's putting money towards ads on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, that kind of thing. It's
I'm
exciting.
kind of excited for you guys because I think you guys can make some nice changes.
Well, and to talk about, expenses, I put up about, I know we all did, we put up about 100 signs, the signs that we have pictures of us on and so on. And that to me was the best money spent because people see it every single day as they drive. They see your name, they see your picture and so on, but not cheap. You're talking about 100 signs installed, $7,000.
Oh, wow.
Then you're talking about all the other things that we have to pay for. You're talking about, like you said, Facebook ads. You're talking about handouts, the flyers that we do. You'll spend $25,000 very quickly, and that's before you send out one postcard mailer.
Yep.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, people have criticized me. To start my campaign, I started about a year ago. I put $25,000 of my own money into my campaign. And, what are you, self-funded? Nobody's going to support you. No, I did it because my daughter's in school, and I care that much about her and her future. She's going into 4th grade. She's many more years here. So we've all put our own money into our campaign because we want to show that we have skin in the game. We care that much. We are here to win this.
And it's more about just getting good parking at a restaurant.
Absolutely.
I mean, right?
Hopefully we get a little sticker that has like school board, elected officials that can park anywhere.
Move the hell over. We're here. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you the attacks that we're under right now from I'll say it from the left and from our opponents. They don't stop. They increase once you're elected. As somebody that's gone
they keep going forward. They go to the next. They got an agenda.
I mean, I've been to almost every school board meeting in the last 6 years. That's how involved I've been, and I've been spit on. I've had to have security walk me out just for saying stop putting pornographic material in books and putting them in the library. It was awful. I remember
That's
a
amazing
mom friend
that
of
stuff
mine.
goes on.
A mom friend of mine brought one of the books that was in one of the libraries and opened it and read excerpts from it. They shut her mic off. A former board member.
I've seen stuff like that on the
and
news.
she's like, but if it hurts your ears and you don't want to hear it, why should a 4th grader have access to it? And that's the kind of craziness that we've seen in the past. So we want to make sure we keep us education driven and not circus driven.
A kid has plenty of time for that stuff. You don't
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the first place I learned about women was at my dad's barber shop.
Make barbershops great
They
again.
had Playboy magazines there.
Well,
I was like, that's what it looks like. God, I love that.
Oh my
gosh.
But they don't need it in schools, though.
No.
I can never figure that out when I seen those on YouTube and all that stuff, and that they're reading and they go, "How can you read that stuff?" I'm like, they went to the library where the 4th or 3rd graders
gonna read
get
it,
and you have a problem reading in public. I'm like, that to me it never made sense.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy.
But the agendas don't make sense. It has nothing to do with making sense. It has to do with pushing an agenda.
See, the problem with that is when you allow all that kind of stuff to go on and you kind of mess up the family unit, the country goes downhill.
Absolutely.
Well, that's kind of the plan on that side. I mean,
think that is
it
the
really
plan.
is. Look, they're not even hiding it. They're the Democratic Socialist Party now.
Yeah.
Quoting, I said it before, Karl Marx.
They're commies right now.
Their pamphlets are the Communist Manifesto. I mean, I don't understand. People up there in New York, they seem to love it. I don't understand if they realize what they're in
Boy,
for.
all up north, man. They're just all whack jobs. I mean,
Well, and so if you've moved to Florida and if you've moved to Sarasota County because you wanted to get away from that, double check because all of our opponents are taking money from those same people.
They are.
up north.
I think it's crazy that they don't want voter ID. You can't
No.
show a thing. But for the new grocery store in New York, you've got to show an
To
ID.
shovel
but it's
snow.
not going to be an ID. It's going to be like a library card,
Yeah,
which
okay.
is still an ID.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's exactly why I tell people, I don't have kids in school. You know, why do I really need to get out and vote? Because you are educating our future leaders. We don't want leaders like that. We want our children to get a good education, a common sense education, not woke, no ideologies, because they are going to be our future leaders. And it's that important to get out and vote for conservative school board candidates.
Yep.
Yep. But
I
do you really
agree.
want to go to a convenience store and they can't count money? I mean,
Yeah.
sure, how many times? If you give them something different to do, they
Or
call
they can't
manager.
tell time on a
No,
clock
they
like
can't.
that.
Nope, they
That
cannot.
blows my mind.
They
That's
can't
a
Or
real
read
handwriting.
cursive.
Weren't they getting rid of handwriting?
Yeah.
Cursive.
Cursive.
They are
Cursive,
bringing
rather-
it-
cursive,
they're-
rather?
Your
they're bringing
founding
it back.
documents are written in cursive.
Yeah.
No worries. Like,
They
that
can't
would
read
It's like
cursive.
a secret language to the kids now. My wife writes in cursive, and Aaron looks at it like,
Well, they write in emojis like we're back in hieroglyphics. I mean, you get a text message, you're like, okay.
I just saw that in the cave a couple days
Yeah,
ago.
it's like, all right, what are they saying here? What's the guess on that? No, but seriously, it's like 4 emojis in a row. Like, I got to figure out what that means.
I think it's funny when they use they'll use a few letters to make something, and then as soon as that falls out of, I don't know, whatever, they use a different one, and it's like you got to keep up with what the new fad is.
Yep.
Just put the dang word in there.
Right, exactly.
My daughter makes fun of me because I text with punctuation. I put quotation. She's like, "Wow, it's not a."
See, my
It's
wife
not a
was
term
always
paper.
big on that too. Always say the word, not like FYI, just spell it
Yeah.
out. Yeah, because to get away from, that stuff. All the see now he's out more than I am.
he is on the phone. Hopefully he's selling my lot, so
Yeah, hopefully.
I think he said he was. He said he had a buyer cash.
he needs to work on it.
10-day
I think he's
closing.
I got
getting a white
plans.
envelope now.
We got to buy another piece of property here soon, so we got to make this happen. Let's go.
It's actually a tan-colored envelope they use. Yeah.
Sorry, Frank. I
You got
get
to
that
remember,
together.
it's kind of. I don't know how you guys do in Chicago, but in New York they use tan-colored envelopes.
Usually it's a white van, and oh my God. So okay, hey, so let's your names again, so we get the name out there.
Heidi Brandt running for District 1 of Sarasota County School Board.
Michelle Pozzie running for District 5 School Board.
Frank Dicicco running for District 4.
And so when people go to vote, if they see the Republican signs out there, they'll see you guys on that.
And there's red tents.
Just
so
a-
if you go to a red tent,
Oh, good idea.
they'll help point you there. And so because we're Republican Party endorsed, the Republican Party tents have a little cheat sheet, if you will. It's a little, and it's got all three of us on
see,
it.
that's
Voter guide.
nice.
A voter guide.
Yeah.
A voter
Yeah.
guide.
Yeah, and you can take the voter guides into the polling with you.
And you got to get out and vote for this stuff because it's education. It comes down to money too. You got to get out. And people tend, I think, like in Illinois, people don't really get out
They
and
don't
vote for this stuff.
They don't vote.
Then they get all pissed off because it's everything's all jacked up.
Well, the
Listen.
exciting thing is early voting started today. It runs all the way through next weekend. You can vote 8:30 to 4:30. There's 6 locations. You can go to the Supervisor
What
of
are the 6
Elections website.
locations again? Do you remember?
Off the top of my head, so there is the Supervisor of Elections in Northport off of Biscayne. You've got the Anderson Building off of 41 in Venice, Gulf Gate Library.
That's where I go.
Yeah, Colonial Oaks in Sarasota. We're not doing the Fruitville Library because there was some damage to the Fruitville Library. And there's one more that I
the
can't remember.
Venice Elections Office.
Venice
The
Elections.
Terrace Building in Sarasota,
Down on
the Supervisor
by-
of Elections.
Yeah, by Jacaranda and 41.
And then
if
if
you're
you
running up the Publix, you can go stop and vote. I mean,
and if
come
you
on,
want
get
to
out there.
treat the elections like the Super Bowl, the big day is August 18th. Polls are open till I believe
Don't
6.
wait to the 18th. Here's why, guys. Here's why you don't want to wait to the 18th. Many things could happen. You could wind up getting sick. There could be bad weather. The early voting is there
Crowded.
for a reason. It's crowded. Just go today. Because let me tell you something. If the Republicans do come out and vote, we're going to win. And if they don't come out and vote, it's going to be really hard.
There's
and
more normal people than there are whack jobs. Get out there and vote.
Just do it. It's not crowded. You'll literally be in and out in what, 10, 15 minutes. You show your driver's license because it's the early voting. They give you your ballot. You go into the booth. Or you take your mail-in ballot if you aren't comfortable mailing it and bring it in and hand deliver it. But you got to do it. This is going to
big
be the
deal.
most important one, guys. 2026.
So, is it just Monday through Friday voting?
No.
No, it is today, Saturday, Sunday, all week and through Sunday. So it's a full, what is it?
Week and
8
2 days, yeah.
Yeah.
So
only
every day
that's
you
off
can
is
go
Monday.
vote.
Every
Starting
single day.
today, every day.
Yeah, and I mean, being an American citizen, it's is part of your duty. You got to go out and vote.
And I encourage
Not just in a presidential.
I
even this.
encourage our faith community, as you guys are meeting tomorrow, as you're meeting Sunday, you don't have to get political about it, but tell your parishioners, tell your congregation to go vote after church. I
Great
mean,
idea.
That is to me, that just a quick reminder.
Very
Hey
good
guys,
idea.
go vote.
Before you go get breakfast or lunch, go vote.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be much
Take you
more
5
happier.
minutes.
Yeah, you're going to be much more happier on Tuesday the 18th if we get to stay in charge of this, and if not, it's going to be a shame. We're going to have to go 2 years to fix that.
And if you
maybe
don't
longer.
vote, you have no room to bitch.
Yep.
No, but they're going to, and that's not fair. We're out here every day when we started, and we work really, really hard, every one of us, and we're taking ungodly beatings, but we're still doing it. We're still here. Just do us a favor.
I mean,
Just
this
come out and
show's kind of
show
a beating if you think about it. I mean, just coming on this thing.
This is the
No.
best
This is
show
fun.
in this
Are you
time
kidding
spot.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time.
Show the time slot.
Best show on this time slot at this station. This is the number one show.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
Well, and I think once we're elected, I mean, I don't know if we can all three sit together because there's sunshine laws. We can't talk about stuff we're going to vote on. But independently, we should still come on throughout the school year.
absolutely.
That would be fun.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are always welcome on
Well,
here.
thank you.
Yeah.
We're having a great time today.
And you know what? Next weekend, if you guys want to call in or whatever, just, but we'll for sure mention you. But this went back pretty quick, didn't it?
Yeah, it's over with.
Yeah. So we got another minute. So, okay, Frank.
Yes.
Okay, so
You got 30
Michelle,
seconds,
Heidi,
give a commercial.
you go to your voting. If they can't remember your names, go to wherever
Go
you're
to
voting.
Red Tent. Go to one of the
Red
red
Tent.
tents. They will tell you. Yes.
They'll give you a cheat sheet.
They'll give
Yeah.
you the voter's
30
guide.
seconds, give each a commercial. Go.
Oh, Heidi Brandt, daughter in the school, PTO president, foundation president, volunteer, listening to teachers, love our school district, and I just want to keep continuing the trajectory. We have A-rated school, and we'll get even better.
Michelle Pozzie, you can go to michellepozzie.com, 25 years of experience working with children.
Frank Dicicco, everything they said. And let me tell you, if you don't want to have to buy school supplies anymore, you guys got to vote for me. Seriously, we're going to fix that.
That's all pretty good stuff. I like that.
And Frank is just as good looking in his pictures as him in person.
I saw Ross out there making a mustache. out
No,
there.
don't do that. Don't give me any ideas.
Don't give me any ideas.
No, I'm really glad you guys came in today. So go to the Red Tent. They'll give you a little cheat sheet. Voting is every day until the 18th. And what time? 8 to 8? 8:30.
Early voting is 8:30 to 4:30, and on the 18th, you can go in 8 to 7.
So when you're on your way to Publix, just stop and vote. It takes you 5 minutes.
Do it, guys.
Yeah, please. Republican, thanks, guys.
And anybody go to housetalk.com, subscribe, radiohousetalk.com. Subscribe to us. Trying to get more subscribers.